Delaware in the building. Y'all ain't ready for the Delaware takeover. Y'all not ready for this unique style and creativity that everybody in the world wants to see. Nas and Jay is bringing it. And everything they bring got that Delaware swag.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody. What?
We're going.
That's it? Okay.
Yeah, we're rocking.
You're not going to say nothing? Okay, all right. Welcome to your morning sip of local news, what's happening, and...
Real world mess. I looked at the notes this morning and I remembered the word mess.
One positive step forward for J Street.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. See, I
just had
am a rehabilitator.
I just had a full thought, and you're going to really get mad at me now. But yeah, it's actually the timing is actually pretty crazy.
Why?
So, Ramadan Mubarak. I believe that's the proper way to tell someone Happy Ramadan. So, Ramadan Mubarak to all of our practicing Muslims. I'm bringing it up for a couple of reasons. Mainly, I have kids who are Muslim who work with me at the school where I work, and they are fasting over the course of the day. So I just want to, obviously wish anyone who's Muslim a happy Ramadan Mubarak. But for anyone who works with young people, I think it's really important to keep in mind that a lot of your Muslim kids will be fasting over the course of the day. So if you see them low energy, if you see them kind of cranky, be sensitive, because that's what it is. I know specifically the boys that I work with, all three of them are really athletic and like really physical. So I have to tell them, make sure you drink water, number one, and number two, take it easy, because they want to play hard when we play football. They want to still go hard. I'm like, no, you got to take it easy and wait till you get home and eat, because, you literally have no nutrition in you. So just, educators, that's what I'm thinking about as someone who works with kids. Please be mindful of your kids who will be fasting over the course of the holy month for Muslims. And then you might not recognize it, but you are fasting from social media for this month also, and the timing is pretty wild. And I'll leave it at that. It's pretty cool, actually. Yeah.
Make sure you listen back to this show on Thursdays on WJBSradio.com, Delaware's own Grown Folks Radio. Today, we're going to talk about the knockout of the year. Worms.
So far.
Worms.
Yeah, I saw that, and it grossed me out. Like, that's actually one thing that really freaks me out, and I'll wait, but yeah.
And dumb models. Dumb models?
Oh, yes.
Dumb models. All right. Happy Women's History Month as well. So I wanted to give some history on the very first day of Women's History Day, excuse me, which was held in 1909 on February 28th. And it was marked the first Women's History Day in New York City. It commemorated the 1-year anniversary of the garment workers' strikes, when 15,000 women marched through Lower Manhattan. From 1909 to 1910, immigrant women who worked in garment factories held a strike to protest their working conditions. Most of them were teen girls who worked 12-hour days. So, happy Women's History.
Yeah, so should I do my honoree? Tahira. There's no way that I wasn't going to bring her up. I'm in the middle of doing my best to film something that she's doing right now over in Riverside regarding the flooding in Northeast from 2 or 3 years ago with hurricane. I forget which hurricane it was.
It was a hurricane.
And there was terrible flooding. And the story wasn't properly told, mainly by the residents. And I say all that to say that this is just another example of me being tied to Tahira doing something that's really important. And she's obviously doing a really great job at it. And I want to honor Tahira specifically because, and I've said this before, and I will keep saying it, she is one, and I'm not going to say rare, but everybody doesn't authentically and in my mind, properly do the pro-Black thing. There are a lot of people who do it kind of for fashion, and they have a lot of ego into it, and it gets messy. And she is one of the people who talks that talk and walks that walk in the most authentic way possible. She's not judgmental about it. She's just proud and she's bold about it. And she's doing everything with the utmost of integrity, and the amount of times that I have her in the back of my brain when I make a post or write a song, you wouldn't believe it, because I'm always like, yo, would this make her mad? Because I know if it would make her mad, that I'm probably off in some way. And quite frankly, she lives the life much more than I do. And obviously I'm pro-Black because I'm Black, you know what I'm saying? But like if I can't authentically really rock the red, black, and green. And she'd be like, of course you can, my brother, but let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? And she does it from beginning to end, even to the point of like what her act, Tahira, all caps, don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? And she has really opened my eyes again to this concept of Black joy. And, she's constantly making me conscious of the importance of storytelling and the story, even with my photography, even certainly with my songwriting. I'm always thinking about the story and whether it's something that needs to be told. And that all comes from, my big sis, my partner, Tahira. So, we need to be honoring people like her all the time, and giving her all of the flowers now, because she is doing the work as we speak, and it's real. Yeah.
So I met Tahira through Jay. I'm sure I met her in passing prior, but like I really got to know her through Jay. And the thing that she taught me was that to be pro-Black doesn't mean to be anti anything else. It just means to love and lift up our Blackness, our Black people, and make sure that we're getting the honor that we deserve. So thank you for that. And thank you for all that you do in our community, with our youth, with our elders, with our artists. And we are blessed to have you in our lives. So.
Yeah. South Philly's finest. Mm-hmm.
Flowers to Mekhi Boone.
Yeah, he got into Temple.
Mm-hmm.
And Mike Boone is one of my favorite local bassists, if not my favorite one. And his son is the stereotypical young prodigy. The boy plays multiple instruments. He's a drummer first. He's already, making his mark at the age of like 17 and
Mike
18.
Boone, when he was in the womb, he had a conversation with that baby. He said, "Now look here, while he's playing the bass, look here."
Yeah. So just a flowers to Mekhi, and honestly to Mike too for keeping the music alive. Yes. It's what a legacy.
Yeah. Flowers to our friend and my homegirl, Shantae, and Perry, her husband. So over the weekend, they had their baby shower and vow renewal.
I love it.
And it was Sarah, she, what do you call it? Party planned it. She planned it, coordinated it, designed it, all the things. It was fabulous. It was outer space themed, and it was so adorable. The food was banging. The Soft Girls was there. Family was there. The vow renewal was absolutely a tearjerker. Like, it was so sweet. And
I didn't know they did that. That's cool.
Yes, yeah. It was. I've never been to a vow renewal. I've been to weddings, but I thought that was absolutely beautiful. They had a dedication for the baby, and
that was passive aggression. Like, just so you know, homie, we about to have this baby. So let's just.
Oh, I know. Let's
revisit this contract.
I said, she said. But actually, Perry is the really affectionate one. So what he said was, "Let me tell you something right now, woman.
That's really funny.
You having my baby."
That's hysterical.
But it was so sweet. And her mom was the officiant. So when they did the vows, yeah.
Oh,
so,
cool.
Yeah. So it was really, really sweet. Everybody in there was like, oh, cried thug tears.
I can dig that. That's cool.
Yes. So congratulations to y'all.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to meet the baby. Let's go outside. I was outside this weekend. Can I just talk about that real quick?
Sure.
Before we talk about going outside, let me talk about how I went outside.
Yeah, go ahead.
Y'all don't know, but Naj don't go out. If I'm not
insane.
if I'm not out with Naj and Jay, I am in the house. And I was invited to a birthday party this weekend, and I went out, and I was out till 2 a.m. And I felt that whole night, that next day. And I realized that I am not a party girl. Like, I really am not. I did my due diligence and duty of being the party girl that night and having fun and hanging out. But I don't see myself doing that often in the least bit. And I don't know how people do it. I just don't know how they do
you're
it.
married with 3 children.
I know, I'm exhausted.
Like,
I'm exhausted.
That is literally at this point not for, I mean, somebody, but that life is not for family.
Child, listen, if I get cranky being up at 2 a.m. for my kids, I don't want to be out there with y'all blowing smoke in my face and smelling like liquor at 2 a.m. Oh, no. But happy birthday, Malcolm. Happy birthday. And thanks for the invite. And I did have a good time. But child, I think I'm still recovering. Like,
yeah, no.
All right. So we have Hanif's events coming up.
So yeah, Hanif's got a couple of things coming up.
Make sure y'all go listen to his radio show. Okay. Wake Up Wilmington.
Yep. So this is the first one. You can see that the 4th Friday of every month, Hanif will host Positive Vibes in the Park, providing positive music, spoken word, and positive vibes. So, there's that one thing.
That's at the UAE, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, he's got this one right here. It is what it is. Positive Vibes After Dark. This one is at the venue on Lancaster Avenue. If you don't know where that is, it's like right, if you're going down Lancaster Avenue, it's right before the split at Green Hill Avenue. So he's got 2 things going on. It's actually his birthday today too, guys.
Happy birthday to you.
So happy birthday, bro. We love you. Yeah.
Okay. Wednesday. Join the Delaware Art Museum.
Hold on, let me get up to it, but go ahead. Keep talking.
Join the Delaware Art Museum in its newest exhibition featuring Dr. James Newton. This exhibition celebrates the artistic life and legacy of this celebrated painter, printmaker, scholar, and professor. Presented in collaboration with the university museums at the University of Delaware, it showcases Newton's vibrant compositions which explore social justice and American history. Yes.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
And it is free, so you can go on the Delaware Art Museum website and register. Then we have Thursday. This is for the ladies and some gents who are, interested. Shades of Hunks. And here I go. Edna Belafonte. Belafonte Brewing Company. Randy Ryan.
Oh, my bad.
Did you really do that?
A little bit. My bad.
Did you really do that?
No, my bad. It won't stink. I don't think it'll stink.
Did you really do that just now?
But it's fine. Let's go back. Sorry. My bad.
What is that? That's a fart machine.
No.
That's a fart machine.
No, I ate something funny.
You're disgusting.
My bad. Sorry.
Anyway,
right.
So ladies, if you're 21 and over, looking for a hunk, look at them. Look at them hunks with their shirts off and the musclies. You can go and get you some tickets and head on over. Doors open at 7 p.m.
So if you think for a second that I'm going to just let her put that on the screen and not ruin it,
he's a hater.
So what you
He's
think?
a hater.
Yo, I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna pull up to the event because I got muscles too. You know
They're
what
gonna
I'm
be outside with his beer.
No, I got muscles.
Sitting on the trunk.
Let me show you something. Let me see that. Look at the gun. See the gun show. Who? I'm gonna do my own little thing at the belt. Look. Oh, wait, boy. Don't let me show up. Hold on. Let's see. That's pretty good. But what about that gun? Huh? Anything else you want to say?
You're a married gun.
That's right.
You're a married
but
gun.
I can still.
Don't nobody want you.
But no, I gotta make money.
Don't nobody want you.
I gotta make money.
Don't nobody want you.
I gotta make. We got private school to
you
pay
have
for.
The smell of another cat. We don't want it.
They could be married too.
No, look at them. That ain't married.
What do you mean?
They straight hoes.
They could be married too.
No.
What's
Anyway, ladies, if you're interested, head on over.
Head on over to the gun show.
Oh my God. Why are you ruining this?
Because if you're going to put naked men on my show,
first of all, they're not naked.
That's not naked?
No.
So I can take off my shirt right now?
No.
Oh, okay. Just to be clear, because that would be naked.
You know what's funny?
If you're gonna put naked men on my show,
so what I find hilarious,
I'm gonna mess it up for you. Go ahead.
Is that Jay basically does that all summer long?
No, I don't.
Yeah. What?
I don't.
Are you kidding me?
Now I'm offended. All
over Jay's Facebook.
That's not true.
That is. Wait till the summer.
Something you wait till the summer. Your mouth, you just spit.
Wait till the summer. All right, Friday. Pull up my images, chump.
Where we go? Okay, good. Bang.
Friday at the Brandywine, 2000 Pennsylvania Avenue. Mm-hmm. Friday and Saturdays from 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. Free and safe parking. It is a late night happy hour. Okay. So make sure you guys are heading on over there if you're interested in a drink and some good times.
Why can't I get this shirt right?
Because you're
I'm out of my mind. Wildly.
And then Sunday, I need you to get it together.
I'm trying, but I'm doing too much.
Get my images on the screen.
You just make these demands. Oh no, well that's not it. You got me in the wrong order. But go ahead.
I don't.
Where am I ordering? This is. Oh, maybe you're talking about this one.
See this?
It's not in order. That
you pay someone to get the work done.
Is this it?
And this is
when you start paying me to get the work done, you'll get it right.
Sunday, March 10th. We have visitors from the north cruise out into the Delaware Bay with us as we safely and respectfully observe harbor and gray seals. They can be seen locally during the colder months, resting on the inner and outer breakwater walls of our bay. At their peak, a colony of 50 to 75 plus seals have been seen altogether in one area.
Yeah, that seals the deal for me.
That's at Cape Water Towers and Taxi, which is 213 Engler Road, Lewis, Delaware.
So I actually...
Can I take one home? If I put them in my bathtub?
No, I'm thinking about my weekend.
You ruined every single segment. Every single day.
I think if I can on Sunday, I might actually try to get down there and get some pictures because that'd be really fun and kind of cool. And I didn't.
First of all, I think I'm offended that you're saying this and you didn't say we should go. Because why would you go to see seals without me?
So if you want to come along.
And you have a truck. So if I wanted one, we could just get a bucket of water, put him in the back of your truck and bring him home.
So I think maybe Sunday you might see us down at the shore as we talk about it, trying to confiscate the seals. And I'm going to get pictures of it.
I'm going to be like the one on Bridesmaids. She was like, I took 9.
Yeah. I actually would really like to see that because I
want to get a baby hat for it.
No, that seals the deal for me. I said it twice.
I gotta go. I can't do this no more. I quit. I'm stuck. Oh! If I had hair to pull out right now, I would seriously pull it out. Oh my God.
But I think I'm going to really try to go to that. So if you want to come, have at it. But I think
I need you to get all the pictures of the seals so I can make a book.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So there's that.
All right. What's going on locally? All right.
We just did that, didn't we?
No, we didn't.
Gotcha. Yeah.
The news.
Yeah.
If you read the notes and really read them and paid attention to them, see, this is what happens when one of us is smart.
You're going to get put on blast.
Newcastle County scholarship apps are now open. All right, so we're in March.
Yeah.
We got graduations coming up. I would assume that a lot of people have already applied to college and are starting to get those
for sure
acceptance letters back. But if you're like me, when I was in high school, you were late. So go ahead and apply for college and then fill out these scholarship applications because you need all the money you can get. Newcastle County is committed to supporting students pursuing undergraduate college degrees with $1,000 scholarships to help defray their educational costs. The deadline to submit is Sunday, March 24th at 11:59 p.m. Also, take note, get used to this deadline 11:59 p.m. because when you go to college and the professor has on the submittal portal, this closes at 11:59. That's a real thing, and you will not be able to submit, and you'll get a 0. So use this as your first test, and you can pull up this at scholarship.nccde.org. So go on and get that free money. What are you doing?
I just thought about something that you want me to load, and it needs to be different. But keep on going. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, the Giants fought.
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
And can I just say real quick? Wait, it's Joshua Anthony and Francis Ngannou.
Anthony Joshua. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
I'm working on it.
That's okay. Anthony Joshua.
Anthony Joshua and Francis Ngannou.
Yes.
I say Ngannou.
It's okay. It's an N.
But baby, when these were like, it was like Hulk and
Godzilla. I don't know.
No, Thanos fighting.
Yeah.
That one scene where they was fighting before Hulk ultimately lost. That's what happened. And Thanos won. That's literally what it was, and it was incredible on the second round.
Yeah, so this was Francis Ngannou's second professional boxing match.
What?
And well, he's an MMA, animal. Like, he's wrecked everyone for the most part.
A bear.
Yeah, like wildly athletic, huge.
A grizzly bear.
And so one of the things that he's known for, ironically, is his chin. Like he can take a shot. And when he had his first professional bout against Tyson Fury, who's arguably one of the heavyweight goats, certainly of this generation, a lot of even boxers, even Anthony Joshua said, bro, you won that fight. It got given to Fury, but from my opinion and what I saw, I honestly think that Ngannou won. So they were like, all right, now you're going to fight another really top tier heavyweight. And if you don't know Anthony Joshua's story, like he's had some ups and downs. He's always had this huge promise of like being, one of the GOATs, quite frankly, because of his wild athleticism and size and just kind of skill set. But he's always been like, people have been sort of frustrated by the lack of aggression, if you will, from him sometimes, because he got beat by someone who it really didn't look like he should have gotten beat by. And so everyone's like, maybe Ngannou, like if he can stand toe to toe with Fury, a lot of people said Ngannou would win the fight because they're expecting Anthony Joshua to not be the aggressive one and like not to be super prepared.
Okay.
So,
well,
Anthony Joshua was a gold medalist in the Olympics. Okay. So his skill set is there. And long story short, if you didn't see the fight, it only lasted 2 rounds and it really could have, the first round was indicative of where it was going to go. And you talk about Thanos, the hammer. So Thanos, sorry. He threw, after he'd already wobbled him, but he threw a right hand that came from the gods and just flattened a giant. He flattened a giant, and he's a giant. But like, what I was thinking the whole time as a little man is like, what would it feel like?
I don't want to know.
No.
My face hurts thinking about it.
But can you imagine being such a man to be so confident in your ability to defend yourself that you just floor a giant? And that, like, Ngannou is extremely strong, and he was out cold, lost all control of his legs, flew back like he was limboing, and he just coldly, and I could talk about it for a minute, but even after he threw the right, he was about to throw a hook, and you saw him let it go and just kind of bounce back calmly. He just walked it off, like, yep, like that's what I do. Like you see street fights where somebody gets dropped, but they're not real fighters. You know what I'm saying? To do that to a man that size, who does have the ability to fight, clearly,
he's a bear. He is
but
a grizzly
that
bear.
level of masculine aggression and ability is I just cannot imagine.
Do boxers use steroids?
I'm sure they do. You know
You
what
think
I mean?
they do?
I mean,
Like you think that was all him?
They get
or?
tested, and so number one, Anthony Joshua is naturally
Just a monster.
he's a freak.
Okay,
there's no doubt about that. It is certainly possible that anyone is using supplements at this point in time. I don't know. I can't say, but it doesn't really matter because his skill set is still what it is.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, once you're both that huge, some of those things, I mean, it still matters. But like,
Right.
I just, again, I know I can't beat everybody, but I generally walk around confident that as long as I don't have to fight an Anthony Joshua, that I can at least, you know, I'm comfortable handling myself. I'm not a badass. I'm not the baddest man on the planet. There are a lot of people who can beat the crap out of me, but I'm generally comfortable. But the idea that I could just stand in a ring and flatline one of the baddest men on the planet, I cannot imagine what that feels like. And I don't think most people can, but it's just so interesting to me.
So I have never really been in a fight before.
Which is fine.
Right. Which is totally fine. I have no desire.
Right.
No desire.
It's not a recommended thing.
Although, and Nataki and the soft girls can attest to this, I will be there with you. If it came down to it, I'm not going to run away.
Right.
I'm going to be right, and I'm going to get my behind whooped.
Right.
But you can't say Naja wasn't down.
Right.
I'm going to be down. But,
absolutely.
But so I wouldn't watch it originally, but I saw a quick clip just so I could have reference. And it made me think about the one time that I've ever been punched in the face.
Oh, who punched you in the face?
My sister.
Oh, that's even funnier.
And I went down.
Like, hold on. So when you say you went down, like how bad was it?
I just remember looking up at some point, and both her and my mother were looking at me. Wow. And my face felt like it had exploded.
What was the fight over?
Probably clothes. I don't know.
About how old were you?
We were like teens. Maybe I was like 14, 15. She was like 13.
Do you remember what she threw at you? Like
her hand.
But one hand, like just the one.
Oh no, it was. Yeah, she like
just one shot, like bang. Right hand? Is she right-handed?
Yeah, she's right-handed.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then one shot, we're done. One and done.
Yeah, and
she got the one hitter quitter.
Yeah, and I don't think she knew what she was doing.
But she was just mad and was like, yeah. I can
and we all was like, at the end of the moment, it was just kind of like, as I'm looking up, trying to figure out what the hell happened.
That is
her and
wild.
my mom was looking at me like, "Are you okay?"
Right.
And my face for like weeks. For weeks.
Really?
My face, like whatever side, I can't remember.
Man.
But it was sensitive to, it was really bad. I didn't have a black eye, but it was really bad for weeks. And I'll never forget that. And when I watched the clip, all I kept thinking about was that moment and imagining that times a million.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah.
Well, the funniest thing is, Ngannou said in the post fight, he was like, so if you get knocked out, a lot of times you really don't feel it. It's just like you go to sleep. And he was like, I have no idea how it felt. He's like, it didn't hurt because I just went to sleep. You wake up and
wow.
Yeah,
that's an ideal right there. That's the ideal.
Like if she would have just knocked you out, it would have been fine.
It was different. I would have been fine.
Right.
But I woke up immediately after. I don't even think I was knocked out. They're just knocked down.
You didn't ever think like, I want my get back. You know what I'm saying?
No, after that I was good.
You ain't done. Okay.
I don't think we ever fought again.
It's not even a fight. Like it's not a fight if you didn't actually like throw something back. You just got.
Well, here's the thing. My mom was in the middle of us, and we were both going at it.
Got you.
And my mom, in that moment, my mom held me.
Yes.
And it was right in the middle of Aaron swinging.
Oh, she got a cheap shot. Hey, Aaron, come on now. It's got to be.
We don't need to provoke a new match where she could get a clean shot. We good.
But we could make this for the show.
No, we're good. Thank you. Love you, sis.
Who wants to see a Naj and sis death match? You know
That's
what I'm saying?
horrible. How about you and your meathead brother? Your brother got a head on him, so I already know he going.
We have some sparring footage. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? We could do a light little tap. You know what I'm saying?
Ciao. But real quick, just before we end this, watching him do the interview in the ring after, I was number one, I didn't know he was British, so that surprised me. But then the way he spoke about Homeboy and the fight, I was so like,
they're both respectable guys.
I loved that.
No, he's a good guy.
I was not expecting that.
I don't know him, but like everything indicates that him specifically and Ngannou are like good people.
Yeah.
Even in the post fight conference, they were both very warm to each other, honestly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was cool.
It was
to see.
nice. To see.
Yeah.
And they were like, they had broken bread and stuff together. I was like,
I don't care how you slice it. Like, I've always felt like for men, and then, I don't care. Why am I trying to bite my tongue? That men have that capacity to like fight and be friends afterwards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I've been there. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't stand the dude and then y'all fight, and it's like, all right. You know what I'm saying? Even if you win,
because y'all know what y'all up against.
But like if it's a good squab, you know what I'm saying? It's like moving on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And sometimes you end up being friends, and I really like that. You know?
I think I know this is completely left, but now that you say it, it makes me think. I think women have a harder time doing that because typically, if we're fighting, it's usually over a dude.
Okay.
Like if I'm thinking about it, because I don't see a point in me fight like. If you're petty, if you're like really one of them petty girls, it's, oh, I don't like her hair. She thinks she cute. Or it's some Negro. Yeah. You know? So I'm like, I don't know how we could come back from that. Because if you want my man or I want your man, like it is what it is. Or your man want me, you know? Yeah. But dudes, y'all just fight.
I mean, it's very different at this age. Like if I get into a fight now, but like when you're like from adolescence up through like 19, 20-ish, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just like, yo, you know, you talk trash, you make somebody mad, you be like, yo. And you know, you move past it, you know?
No, it could be different. My experience is way different. But I don't remember us girls just talking trash. It was always a hate on you type thing and usually involved the dude. So like, I think that's very interesting.
Yeah.
As to how y'all could then go along and have a friendship.
I mean, it's literally to a large extent our language. Like where men are just, especially within a certain age range. Like I talk all the time about my boys at the elementary school where they literally, like they walk up to me all the time and they'll like punch me in the stomach or they'll like jump on my back or they want to put their hands up and like, you know, they want to slap box. I'm like, yo, we can't do that here because it's going to become a problem. But like we're literally playing, you know what I'm saying?
This is how girls play.
Right.
You think you cute?
One of my favorite kids, like he literally, and it's starting to aggravate me. And this is actually how it works. So, you know, they play, he walks up to me and I'm just like, hey, bomb. And he'll like just punch me in the stomach. And I'm like, oh my, like really, dude? And I'm, you know, literally 4 times his age. So I can't, you know, it might be irritating, but I can't punch him in the stomach back. But if I was like his age and they play that way with each other, I'd be like, yo, I told you, stop. Like today's not the day, but I'm playing. I'm just playing. Bang. Now we're fighting. But after it's like, my bad. Like, no. You know what I'm saying?
No. I can't see myself ever.
Yeah.
All right. Well, a report came out in USA Today. Workers are living further from employer. More are living more than 50 miles from the office. So they said between 2019 and 2023, employers reported that employees are living 10 to 27 miles away from the offices. And then they said about 5% of employees lived over 50 miles or more from the office. And the prototypical employee who lives far away are a high-earning millennial working in the information sector or in finance and insurance. And I was like, that is so true because so many of my friends work in finance, whether it's accounting or like collections or stuff like that. Because the funny part is you can get those jobs without a degree, like nothing. Like it's no issue. As long as you can organize, get the numbers correct, and you have...
when you don't want a life.
Right? But then you also have that attitude where people can cuss you out and you not react. Like, go and get you a finance job because they pay well. And they said a professor at Columbia University says that we're never going to go back to a 5 days in the office policy. Some employers are going to try and bring people back, but for the most part, nobody wants to go back to the way it was before 2020. And reports have also shown that people are happier and the work is the work is getting so much better. Now, here's the catch. The offices that those people once, you know, so that you have like full buildings that are now up for lease because the company's like, all right, y'all gonna stay remote. We don't need this. We're not gonna pay these bills if you're not gonna be in here. So then the surrounding businesses like local sandwich shops and stuff, coffee places, they're struggling because they relied on being in that area. So, for those office dwellers, and now they don't have that.
So, number one, as someone, before I moved back to Delaware, that was me. I was driving from Wilmington a lot to Lancaster.
Didn't you do from Middletown to Lancaster at one point?
No, I never did that.
Oh.
But even when I was in Middletown, I was driving far. And even before that, I was driving from Bucks County into North Philly every day. And that was a horrible commute. And if there's anything that came from COVID that was good, is like the end of all that nonsense, because it really ruins your lifestyle. And it's been proven to be unnecessary.
Yeah.
And so there was not an article, but there was a video done by CBS Sunday Morning, or maybe it was 60 Minutes. It's a 60 Minutes segment. And like New York is one of the main places where we're seeing this thing happen.
Yeah. And
I think the statistic was that I'm actually under exaggerating, but even this will be mind blowing to an extent, is basically there's an Empire State Building worth there's an Empire State Building worth of vacant office spaces in New York City.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I read that.
And so
I saw that or something. I read something about that.
And to the point of the article and what you were saying is, number one, that does disturb the economy for all the local coffee shops. But here's the thing. The person who was one of the sort of experts about this is a plug, was basically saying that we're going to have to rethink the way that we utilize office space.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen.
He specifically said we need to do things like bring artists into these spaces. Mm-hmm. And we recently interviewed Jaquan Leroy, and I don't know what else to say. I'm not formally asking for something, but like, this is a solution, that could be used. And we have a pretty cool setup here, but we could use more. And I'm sure we agree that we could absolutely utilize cheap office space and make good use of it.
Not just us, like all artists, because it is such a struggle to find a place that is available, but also willing. Because the other thing is, there are a lot of people who have spaces that don't want visual artists there, photographers and stuff, because they don't, number one, you got like the paint or you got like the sculpting and stuff. They're afraid about the damage. And to me, that's almost as if to say that this person is going to be disrespectful of the space completely. I think if they're a master at what they do or they're learning, they're going to know how to protect the area that they're working in because they need it. But I'm not going to go into that rant. But artists are so capable of bringing in revenue for these locations because of if they're able to do galleries, if they're able to have events, if they're able to bring faces in and people in, they're not only making money for their business, they're making money for the business that they're living in for that.
And another point that I just thought of as we're discussing this, it is not a secret that most of the people who work in offices actually work in the offices for like a third of the time that they're physically there. You BS. And the flip side of that is artists really will utilize that time.
Yes, they do.
I'm really serious about that. Like, a real artist doesn't just show up and just kind of but like, I enjoy my job, unlike the finance person. So I will happily utilize that space to do everything from photography to music to, what we do with this. And it's a very valid point that that these spaces could be certainly utilized by creative people, and the creative people will actually use the space.
And I mean, I don't know much about renting office space at all, right? But The one thing I guess initially that I would be afraid of is those people offering up those spaces to artists and converting them to spaces for artists and then charging an arm and a leg. Like this would not be the opportunity that you do to squeeze people. You know, like I think this is going to be one of those moments, just like when businesses during 2020 realized that everyone's mental health was declining because they were losing their minds and stressed out. I think this is going to be one of those times where those business owners are going to have to like be a little bit,
just don't gouge people. Like you have every right to make a profit.
Like you're going to have to have feelings for this, you know, unfortunately, because yes, you can convert the space and you can get people in there, but you can't get them in there for $2,500 a month, you know? So it's going to be an interesting thing to see. So putting this out there, you know, any Wilmington businesses that are, you know, looking for,
or any Wilmington real estate people who are looking to help artists to utilize and fill their spaces.
Yeah. You know, and the good thing is artists can cohabitate like really well.
Not me. Get off my lawn. Don't talk to me. I'm concentrating. But the other normal artists, yes. Don't bother me at all. I don't want to talk. This is my escape. Unless I'm actually working with you on the specific project, don't come hang with me. No, please. I just want to be on my own in my head. Thank you.
And this is going to be the one clip that they all use to not work with us. Thanks, Jay. Now go take your $50 gig to sing for 4 hours.
Right. 100%.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
All right. We want to show you something.
Okay. Just put it up.
Yep.
All right,
we want to show you something.
So this is something that's been on my mind for years and years. And I think everyone is a little too scared to talk about it. And I understand why, because if we ever say anything about this situation, there's a lot of backlash. When I am in a concert that I have paid money for, and I'm enjoying the music of an African American artist that I support financially, just as everybody else in the audience, and I love their lyrics, and I am there in good spirits. So clearly I'm not a racist, right? But I can't sing along to all the words in the song, right? Because when the N-word comes up, for some reason, I must shut my mouth. At this point, I really think it's obnoxious that everybody who is not African American cannot sing this word, even if they're there in good spirit and, you know, have love for the same. It's just, there is no other culture that I know of. So maybe it's an ignorance on my part. Anybody can be wrong about anything, but I've never heard of anybody not being able to say a word. The N-word is not derogatory. You use it as a term of endearment towards each other. So when I hear it in your music, I also want to use it as a term of endearment, but I'm not going to go that far and say, hey, now I want to start being able to say, what up, to my friends. I just want to be able to go to a concert and not have to suddenly, like a weirdo, pause when a word comes up because I might get like accused of being a bad person. Like,
what'd you think of that?
What the hell?
What the hell?
What the hell? Let me ask you this. Why do you want to say it?
Because it sounds cool.
No.
That's why.
No.
That's definitely why.
No. It's not an acceptable answer.
I agree, but that's why.
Okay, but it's not acceptable. Nope. I'm not accepting. Can't. Nope.
No, it doesn't mean you can, but that's why she wants to use it.
You know, this has been a question on many occasions.
And it's valid.
It's annoying.
It's valid.
It's like, why do you don't, here we go again. Everybody won't be like us. Everybody won't be like us. but don't want to carry the same weight that we carry. You want to be like us. You want to do everything we do, but then when it comes down to it, you don't want to be there for us. You don't want to carry that same.
Well, they can't carry the same because they haven't had the same.
But you don't want to be supportive. You don't want to like.
Well, she's saying she is supportive.
No, she's not.
She's saying that I show up and spend money on these artists
because you want to be like us.
Yeah.
You want to be a part of the party, but you don't want to be a part of the planning. That's the problem.
Well,
and you don't want to be a part of the planning nor the cleanup, but you want to be in the mix, and that's unacceptable.
So number one,
and the fact that she posted this on her social media, she looks as dumb as the video. Like just the stereotypical. She looks like, Lord have mercy.
If you step outside of it objectively, the question is valid. You know, if you don't consider sort of Black history and what Black people have been through, if you just step at it from and kind of zoom out.
And that's the problem. That right there's the problem. That's the privilege. Because we can't do that.
So if you can step back a little bit and just objectively, and if you really don't understand the significance of it, it's sort of a valid question. Like I hear it all the time in the music. You guys use it as a term of endearment. There's even songs saying like Tribe Called Quest, suck a nigga. Like it's a like, how come we can't play too? And the answer is this. And I think it's always.
She could do some simple research to find out why.
It's actually simpler than that. Like that would definitely help her to understand it more, but it's no different. Like it's always good to just step outside of your personal thing and look at it like this. It's a fact that the gays will call each other the F word amongst themselves. And that's okay. That's how they, they do that. Women, I could be in a room of Black women and I can't say it. It's not my space. That's not my space. I cannot show up to P-Town, Provincetown, Massachusetts, and go to a gay function and start throwing around the F word. It's not, and that is actually Ta-Nehisi Coates made a really good point about this whole conversation. It's like certain people think that they have the right to be all up in everything, and they can just be where they want, and just you have the right to just be present and to be a part of it. Well, you don't. I'm not a woman. I'm not gay. So I can't just pull up and be like, well, y'all should accept me like a woman, and I can say be just like you do. No. And it's the same thing. Black people have a history, and we are the people who took the word and made it something different, and we own it now, quite frankly. Mm-hmm. And you don't get to participate in that ownership because you didn't carry the weight of the history of it.
You don't, not just didn't, but don't. And won't.
And you can't, and you're not expected to, but just accept the fact that everything isn't for you.
Right.
That's the bottom line. You don't get access to everything.
Right.
I'm sorry. And I kind of snicker because it makes me laugh. Like, for me, at this point, I love the fact that only we can say it, because it's like, that's one of the few things we quote unquote own. And it's slowly changing. And again, it's a valid question. Like, how come I can't? Like, she's a little too old, honestly, but like, if a 13-year-old was like, well, how come I can't say it?
Then I would have that.
And then you have the conversation. But like, just innocent speaking. Like,
she's too old. She's 34. She's too old for this shit.
Right. But like, just at a childish sort of level, like, well, they say it. It's all, I hear it all the time. Well, why can't I, mommy? Well, right. And that's the answer. So don't do it, because you'll still get slapped.
Maybe you should try it at the concert.
No, don't.
No. Go ahead.
No. There's no need to egg people on, but
try it at the concert and you'll find out.
Mm-hmm.
F around and find out.
Yeah, it's just not for you. And the same holds for me. If I show up to a drag show at the Queen, as a clear straight man, like, what up, F? I'm going to get slapped. I'm going to get jumped
more
on.
than that.
I'm going to get lumped up, okay? And it's legit. It's not my space. If I walk into a girls' night party like, what's up, baby? I'm going to get slapped the F up. And I should. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
I love that you said, what did you say? You you're not going to be all up in everything. Like, you don't have the right to be all up in everything. And I think that's the fundamental piece right there, is that there are so many people let's even take like the whole race card out of it. And we just talk about the general part of it.
That's it.
There are so many people who think that they deserve to be all up in everything all the time. And when they're not, the world is ending.
Yeah.
It's like, where did you get that feeling like you are the most high and you have to be in and need to be and are a part of everything?
Yeah. And she would say,
that's so entitled.
No, that's pretty much what it is. And she would respond to you incorrectly by saying, well, I am here at this event appreciating this culture, and I'm paying money to be here, and I'm supporting them, and I like black
But it was
people.
The way she said,
no,
I'm supporting you. Your $80 ticket.
Yep.
Honey.
Yeah. Your $80 ticket doesn't pay for the fact that my dad had to drink at the Black Fountain.
Right.
Your $80 ticket doesn't, get to pay for the loss of Malcolm X.
You streaming my rap music doesn't mean that you support the cause.
Yeah. Like, and maybe you do support the cause. Then you should know.
No, see, that's the thing. That's how you know she doesn't. Because if she did, she wouldn't be asking this question.
Yeah.
Again, you can't just want to be in the party. You have to be a part of the planning and the cleanup.
But even if you're part of the planning and the cleanup, you still can't.
But you at least have an understanding of what goes in to make the party what it is.
Sure, and then you wouldn't ask the question.
Exactly.
But again, if you're not a gay man or a gay female, I don't care how much you march with gay people. I don't care how many people you've knocked out for saying the F word. Defending your gay friends, you still don't get to say it. Eminem never gets to say it, and he's defended blah 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 blah. It is what it is, and that's okay. Everything is not for everybody.
Okay, well, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
Throw up that picture.
All right. This actually concerns me deeply.
Jay is so uncomfortable.
I really am actually. Hold on. Are we ready?
We're ready. Everyone's favorite segment. Florida man complains of migraines. Docs find tapeworm in his brain from eating undercooked bacon. You see where that little red thing is? That, my dear, is worms. And the little orange and the little yellow. That's where they live in. Those are little worm pods. And they will hatch and have hatched and are eating his insides. Ew. Ah.
So I'm not a very fearful person, but there are a couple of things that skeeve me out completely. One of them is tapeworms. It's like one of my quiet fears.
Because Jay's afraid it's going to hang out his butt one day.
All of the things. I don't want anything like... I don't want it to hang out of my butt. I don't want it to make babies. I don't want it to be eating my food like a parasite. Terrifies me to the point where, as someone who really enjoys sushi, and I know that sushi is healthy, please.
Depending on where you go.
I'm always a little bit like, oh my gosh, I hope I didn't, you know what I'm saying?
What if?
Like that and quicksand. I'm like, which is not even a thing, really, you know what I'm saying? But tapeworms and quicksand. It's like, oh God, I hope I don't step into quicksand. Oh my God. But that right there, player, I don't want any parts of that. That would I couldn't sleep at night if that was me. I would basically, if I found out that I had a tapeworm anywhere inside of me, I'm going to pull up myself to the ER and just tell everybody, listen, I'm not leaving until it's gone. I don't care if I'm here for the next 3 months and it's a $400,000 medical bill that I can't afford. I'm not leaving until you show me the worm that is out of me.
So I want to put this out there. If Jay has a tapeworm, he's in there lifting weights. He is in there buff as hell. He's a strong ass tapeworm.
Oh, that's funny.
He's a strong, and he ain't coming out without a fight. Okay. Y'all gonna have to put your best antibiotics on there. Make sure the antibiotics are also lifting weight.
Yeah, it's a terrifying thing for me.
If Jay needed a doctor for his tapeworm. We'd have to send
Right.
him in a ambulance.
That was good. That was good, actually. That was a good one. That was good. I will applaud that terrible joke. That was good. Yeah.
So, a 52-year-old Florida man thought to be suffering from severe migraines. Bothers me because I have migraines, and now I'm going to be thinking,
Mhm.
there's a worm eating my brain.
And I will be, cooking my bacon like black from here on out, just for the next 2 weeks after I've heard the story. You know what I mean?
Oh, God. He was actually battling a bizarre tapeworm infestation in his brain caused by eating undercooked bacon.
Mm-mm.
They didn't name him.
I wonder what that bacon, like how undercooked it was. Like some people like it a little bit rubbery, and that's like, oh, don't.
I like mine crispy.
Yeah.
Like crispy with a little maple syrup and some pepper.
Yeah, it should definitely be crispy, and oh God, that's just.
So they wouldn't give his name, but they said that he had a lifelong preference for soft bacon. And
Ew.
but rather, so basically
He had raw pig.
So he had bacon that had gone bad,
and everybody knows.
and he undercooked it.
Yeah.
And ate it.
Everybody knows that you have to, like, there's certain animals that you can't just eat like that. And that's, pigs are one of them. Pork. You have to cook it thoroughly.
So he had a case of neurocystic cirrhosis.
Oh, God.
The
Feel bad for the
scientific
guy, but good
term
Lord, cook
for
your
a
bacon.
parasite laying eggs that infect numerous regions of the body.
Listen, everybody wants to talk science, don't know what they're talking about. Well, they told you to cook your bacon.
They said, the CDC said, this is extremely preventable.
Nobody wants to believe the CDC.
You see that? You see that?
Oh, that is the thing that will give me nightmares. I sleep normal like that.
Can they see this? Hold
on. Yeah, yep. That's actually really clear. Yeah, brutal.
Oh, Lord have mercy, Jesus.
No, just throw me in front of a train at that point. Like I'm cooked.
So along with swelling, the patient developed cysts on both sides of his brain.
Oh, God. All because you want some soft bacon. You should always want your meat hard.
He didn't want to DoorDash, and he didn't want to go to the corner store. So he took that nasty, past the due date bacon.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna punch you.
I'm sorry. I was thinking about the
I'm
bacon
about to Joshua Anthony you.
Anthony Joshua. So you're not about to do anything because it's not even a person. Jeez. Our reporting is flawed.
I sound like the old ladies. They'd be like,
My bad.
Oh my God. It must be the worms.
That's exactly.
They must be eating my brain. They've been eating your brain, but and also what he's got is contagious.
No.
So whoever is messing with him.
If I see anyone at this point eating their bacon even remotely soft, we're not friends. Don't touch me. Don't look at me. Don't come to my house.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is so gross. So.
Is that it? Because I'm done. No.
Oh, sorry. That really got me.
No, it's gross. Mildly.
All right. Well, thanks for watching today's show. We love you so much. Make sure you send us people we should be honoring and stories that we can talk about. Invite us to your events. We love you. Have a wonderful week. Bye. Oh, look at the end.